The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world.
So how did the dollar become the currency of choice across the world? And more importantly, what kind of a future is it up against?
Money has been the lifeblood of commerce since ancient times. Way back in 3000 BC, the Sumerians decided to ditch bartering with barley and started using metal coins. Fast forward to the 7th century in China, and paper money made its debut. But unlike the stable gold or silver coins, this new paper currency caused a whirlwind of inflation and economic chaos. It wasn't until 1658 when Johan Palmstruch, a savvy Swedish financier, brought paper money back into the game for the Swedish State Bank. Fast forward to the United States in 1861. Faced with the need for a reliable and consistent currency, Congress gave the green light to print paper money. President Lincoln, always ahead of his time, established the Secret Service in 1865, not to protect him, but to hunt down counterfeiters. Early American paper money was quite the spectacle, coming in various types, designs, and sizes, larger than what we carry today. It wasn't until 1929 that the bills we recognize now came into play. By 1945, the government decided to stop printing bills over $100, and in 1963, they refined the currency even more. Now, the secret to durable paper money lies in its unique blend of materials. The substrate, a special mix of 75% cotton and 25% linen, gives the money its distinctive feel. Red and blue fibers are embedded throughout the paper for easy identification. Starting in 1990, $10 bills and higher denominations were fortified. This innovation extended to $5 bills in 1993. This thread is invisible unless held up to the light and is impossible to replicate with photocopiers or printers. Now let's dive into the artistry and craftsmanship behind every bill in your wallet. Every bill features a portrait of a historical figure, chosen for their significant impact on American history. From Washington on the $1 bill to Lincoln on the $5, and all the way up to Benjamin Franklin on the $100, these faces are instantly recognizable. Starting in 1990, a subtle yet powerful security feature was added: microprinting. This tiny text encircling the portrait on all bills except the $1 measures just 0.006 to 0.007 inches high and repeats the words, "The United States of America." It's nearly invisible to the naked eye, but crucial in the fight against counterfeiting. Let's move on to the grand stage of production. All U.S. paper money is engraved and printed by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, a vital arm of the Department of the Treasury. The main hub is in Washington, D.C., with a smaller but mighty facility in Fort Worth, Texas. Every day, the Bureau churns out approximately 38 million pieces of paper money. Despite the differences in denomination, each bill costs the government the same modest sum of 3.8 cents to produce. Creating paper money is nothing short of a high-stakes drama, and there are 65 separate operations in the production process. But here are the major steps. It all begins with the master die, a vital piece of steel where engravers carefully carve every detail by hand. Armed with tiny tools and magnifying glasses, they craft the intricate designs of portraits and patterns. The crosshatched lines in the backgrounds are etched with precision using a ruling machine, while scrollwork is elegantly cut using a geometric lathe. With the master die ready, the next step is creating the master printing plate. This involves pressing a thin plastic sheet into the master die to capture the raised design. Now, the real magic happens during printing. The process, called intaglio printing, excels at producing fine, durable details that withstand frequent handling and resist counterfeiting. A high-speed rotary press takes a stack of 10,000 sheets of paper, each sized to print 32 bills. Each sheet is checked to ensure it includes the correct security thread for its denomination. A master printing plate of the right denomination is then fitted into the press. Ink is applied to the rotating master plate, and excess ink is wiped away, leaving only the ink in the engraved recesses. As the paper passes between the master plate and a hard impression cylinder, it's pressed with 15,000 psi of force, picking up the ink from the plate's grooves. The result is a raised image that stands out just 0.0008 inches from the paper. This process churns out around 10,000 sheets per hour. Next, the printed sheets are stacked and allowed to dry. The backs are first inked with green, then given a 24-48-hour rest before the fronts are printed with black ink. Once the intaglio printing process wraps up, the real scrutiny begins. Stacks of 10,000 sheets are divided and examined for any flaws. Each sheet takes a journey through a letterpress where it receives the Treasury seal and serial numbers. Remarkably, 16 serial numbers are stamped simultaneously, with the press automatically advancing to the next set of numbers for each new sheet. The magic happens like this. The top left bill of the first sheet starts with serial number 00000001, and the bill below it is 00200001. On the second sheet, the numbers shift to 00000002 and 00200002, creating a precise sequence that ensures every bill in each stack is numbered consecutively. Once the sheets are stamped and numbered, they're inspected by machine sensors that detect any misprints, folds, or foreign objects. Defective bills are flagged for removal and swapped with star notes. Special bills with a star after the serial number indicating their replacement status. Next, the sheets are cut into stacks of 100 and separated into 16 individual stacks, each containing 100 bills. Bills marked as defective are replaced with star notes during this phase. Each stack is then wrapped in a paper band, getting a final visual check before being shrink-wrapped in bundles of 10 stacks. These bundles, known as bricks, are grouped into larger packs of 4 bricks each and shipped off to Federal Reserve banks and other agencies. Each step ensures that every bill is flawless, secure, and ready to enter the economy. Money demands the highest standards of quality control. Flawed currency is simply unacceptable and never makes it into circulation. Beyond the numerous inspections during printing, the raw materials undergo rigorous checks before they even touch the presses. Inks are scrutinized for their color and thickness, ensuring they meet exacting standards. The paper, produced by a secretive and tightly controlled manufacturer, is tested for chemical composition and thickness. It's illegal for anyone outside this manufacturer to produce or even possess this specific paper. Even after printing, the bills face a battery of tests to ensure their durability. Some are tossed into a washing machine to test how well the ink holds up against water, while others are rolled and crushed to gauge their resistance to wear and tear. Remarkably, a bill can withstand being folded and crumpled up to 4,000 times before it needs replacing. But despite all this attention to detail, a $1 bill typically survives only about 18 months in circulation, while other denominations last a bit longer. When a bill becomes too worn, defaced, or torn to be useful, it's pulled from circulation and sent back to the Federal Reserve banks. There, it's shredded and destroyed, making way for fresh, crisp currency. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for sticking with us until the end.